Alright YouTube, nice to see you again. So this is a bit of a random episode. We've got an unconventional way to remove your rear Honda badge. We're putting a bit more paint on the front Type R badge and we'll shave in a seat. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. I've sprayed that with lacquer. I'll just leave that to dry. Hopefully gives it a little bit of extra protection from the elements. Stops it fading because I think it's only although it's got although it looks like an official Honda one, I'm sure I remember reading that they're not actually official, they're just made to look like it. Could be wrong on that, won't be the first time. So the other job was, for those who've seen the cheap eBay Type R badge episode, I'm not quite happy with the colour on it. You would have seen that I painted it with some red paint I had. I think there's enough layers of that, so what I might do is just get the old Milano Red, just spray a bit into the lid and then put a nice little layer of that on the badge. Should make it look alright, I reckon. And then the other thing, I bought this wonderful little device which is currently in 3 bits because I haven't put any batteries in yet. And this should be for trimming like fluff off of things. Let me show you. So this little bit, let me put the light on. So this little bit on the seat here, so it's quite fluffy. So I'm going to try and use that thing, see if it trims all this fluff off, makes it look a bit tidier. There's a little bit on the sort of thigh bolster as well. Oh, that's a bit bright. Yeah, so that's the 3 little random jobs. So let's get cracking then. Probably not a good idea to do weights beforehand, so I've got the kind of right old shakes. Let's grab it. Can do with a torch really. Come on, we're trying to film in here. Expect we'll need a couple of coats of that. It's looking better already. More like the colour of the car. Right, so while that's drying, let's have a little go at getting that badge off at the rear. I'm sure I've seen someone using like dental floss or something like that, so I'll give it a go. Yeah, just got to move the car forward. So there's the badge in question. That light's going to be a pain, isn't it? Oh, there we go. So you can see there, it's got a little bit of damage. So yeah, we'll try and get this off. So I was trying to get dental floss in behind it, but for the life of me I couldn't get it in. I was trying to sort of pry this back to get enough of a slot to get the dental floss in, but so I'm just too worried I'm going to crack, you know, the housing. So I thought I'd try something a bit unconventional. I've made a little hole. I just basically sharpened a little flat-headed screwdriver. It didn't take long. You could use a drill, but I was a bit worried I'd get carried away and drill a great big hole in the back of the car. So now I've made a hole in it. Let's hope I can actually get it off. Yeah, so now I'm just using this hole to break the badge up. I'm sure there's a conventional way of getting that dental floss behind the badge, but I think we're starting to find out I don't really do things the conventional way. Oh well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, so we're getting somewhere. I've just been using some needle nose pliers, very carefully not to lever against the plastic housing. You can see all the bits off the badge, but that's just the top layer. So I'm just using this little plastic trim remover to very carefully free it up underneath. There must be an easier way. I'm sure you could, I don't know, maybe use like a heat gun and heat the glue up underneath it, and there's probably a really simple way. I should have really researched first, but I like to go in guns a-blazing. So yeah, I'd probably Google, because there's probably like a really simple way that takes like a minute with a heat gun or something, but you know me. But it seems to be coming off. Just be really delicate, not lever it too much against the housing. There she goes. As soon as I got my trim tool so far in, you could feel it start to give way. You can hear it, the adhesive giving up. So then you can sort of get your fingers in it and just delicately peel it away. There's the inside bit there. Those two little notches, which are hopefully in the same place as the one I bought. Right, so we got all the adhesive off. Yeah, I reckon you could probably get a heat gun on that to make it easier. Although no my luck, I'll melt the rest of the plastic as well. So it only took 10 minutes and a good strong thumbnail. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a clean before I put the new badge on. Certainly getting my money's worth from this. Oh, look at that, all lovely and shiny. I've just washed off any remains of that sticky stuff remover with some washing up liquid and just dried that, because we don't really want any sticky stuff remover where we're about to stick the badge. So yeah, it's looking pretty clean. Happy with that. Here's the new one. My authentic Honda / fake badge. Not really sure. I'm sure it was something to do with the tape. It says 3M. I'm sure it was something to do with the authentic ones have some kind of different adhesive brand on the back. I could be talking out my arse. I have been known to. So yeah, let's stick that on. Try and get it straight as much as I can. I'm sure that's what those pins are for, but I'm sure I can manage to get it a bit squiff, but let's try and get it straight and have a little look, see how it looks. There we go, she's on. Looks a lot better now. So typically, as I pulled the protective sheet off the adhesive strip, I remembered that the two little sort of locating pins on the new one are really long compared to the one that came out. So I had to quickly go and grab like a pair of, let me show you the old one. See, tiny little ones. Mine are about 3 times the length on the one I bought. So yeah, luckily I just went and grabbed a pair of these. Just snipped them a bit shorter. Right, so I'm going to go and put another layer of paint on that Type R badge, and then I'm going to go and shave my seat. It's not something you hear every day, is it? Right, so there's a nice couple of layers of Milano Red. Although it still looks orangey in this camera. Don't know why that is. See, the bodywork looks pretty orange, but actually quite red for a red car, if that makes sense. So yeah, I did a couple of layers of that. Should have made the feet and just bought another one, but I was convinced I could make this one look alright. It looks alright from a distance. I'll treat myself one day to a nice new one. Now it's time for that moment that we've all been waiting for. It's seat shaving time. Does it work on my arm? Well, it seems to cut. It's a good start. I'm not sure how well this is going to film. I've had to like bodge my camera onto the steering wheel. Unfortunately, I've had to steal the batteries for the light on the camera to put in this little shaver thing. So hopefully we can kind of see if I keep the torch pointing in the right direction. I'm going to try and keep away from the stitching. You know, don't expect miracles, but I'm pretty pleased with that. You know, it's not perfect or anything, but it looks loads better. It's got rid of all those scraggly bits. See if I can remove the camera so we can get a little bit closer. See, it doesn't look brilliant. I think the camera picks it up a bit more. To the naked eye, it looks loads better than what it did. It was proper fluffy before. But yeah, for some reason the camera, it doesn't look as good. But yeah, to my naked eye, it looks loads better. So yeah, pleased with that. Right, so for anyone who was watching the two-part series, no, the two parts that I did in regards to trying to prevent the rust on the roof of my car. So I finally made a decision about what to do in terms of putting a rubber strip on or not. So for those who are interested, this is how it looks now. Don't know whether the light help, maybe. So let me just turn that light off on the roof. So yeah, I did go for it obviously in the end. It's kind of like a soft rubber. So it's non-porous, but I've got a sneaky feeling it won't last that long probably. I'll have to be careful when I'm pressure washing it and cleaning it, but I imagine just the elements will end up making it fade. But I mean, I've got quite a lot of it, so I think my camera's dying. So on that bombshell, that's how it looks. Looks pretty good, but will it last? You'll have to subscribe and see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.